Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Terence Crawford fans are scared, and look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And ever since the news came out that Canelo Alvarez is in sparring with Jaron Boots Ennis, a lot of Terence Crawford fans have been extremely scared, afraid, emotional, angry, mad. These guys are losing their minds. Tim Bradley is also one of them. You know, Tim Bradley went on a bizarre rant talking about this, and he said some intriguing things. Look, let me break it down. Tim Bradley wants Jaron Boots Ennis to rat out Canelo and give reports on what he's doing in camp by sparring with him, helping him for his fight against Terence Crawford. So he wants Jaron Boots Ennis to take the information that he's learned in Canelo's camp, all the things he's doing, and report back to Terence Crawford's team. That's what Tim Bradley wants Jaron Boots Ennis to do. This is extremely delusional and sad. Think about this. Tim Bradley said, and I quote, "I'm looking at the comments on some of these videos. I've lost all respect for Boots and all this stuff. Y'all got to think about this. Boots has infiltrated the camp. Boots, we need a report. That's what we need. Canelo got jived. Yes, they did. Boots, we need to report ASAP. We need to know what you were doing against him. Big dog, y'all be thinking about these things the wrong damn way. This is a good thing, no doubt about it." He also goes on to state, "I don't care how much Canelo is paying you. Boots, we need a report. Give us a report." That's the way I view it, people. He's going to gather that knowledge for Terence Bud Crawford. Now, this is Tim Bradley, Terence Bud Crawford's biggest supporter, biggest fan. I even believe Tim Bradley, he holds, Terence Crawford's glizzy any chance he can get. So the fact that he's out here, saying all of this and acting extremely afraid and insecure, it really just tells you everything you need to know about Tim Bradley. And some people say, "Oh, he was joking, he was this and that." If you know Tim Bradley, you know this is 100% genuine and honest from Tim Bradley. And that's what's so sad about it. Think about this. Tim Bradley's the same guy who said Terence Crawford will beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. That's right. This is what he said. He said he'll beat the brakes off of Canelo. So why do you need Jaron Boots Ennis to report back to Team Crawford? It doesn't make any sense. Tim Bradley's the same guy who said Canelo Alvarez, don't duck Terence Crawford, assuming that Canelo Alvarez needs to be afraid and Terence Crawford is such a big threat that he needs to make sure he does not run from that fight and run from that smoke. This is what Tim Bradley said. And it's not just Tim Bradley with these delusions, emotional, and that's afraid. It's Terence Crawford's own fan base as well. You look all across social media, people are calling Boots Ennis a sellout, a cornball, a coon. You've also seen people with different comments talking about he's a female dog. This is like they're calling Boots Ennis a female dog for sparring with Canelo Alvarez. I've never seen anything like this. Not only that, you've even seen other Terence Crawford fans saying, "I didn't expect Boots to stoop that low." It be your own people making this a racial issue. Like, it makes no sense that Terence Crawford fans are this afraid. There's another guy saying a black man helping out a Mexican drug cheat. Bud got to fight Boots next after Canelo. Like, that's crazy. So now Bud needs to fight Boots because he's sparring with Canelo? It's wrong for a black man to help a Mexican man? Like, what are we talking about here? These Terence Crawford fans are extremely afraid, extremely insecure. And the sad thing is that most of these guys are simply just haters of Canelo. That's really what these guys are. They're just simply haters. And there was a false narrative put out saying that Canelo Alvarez fans are afraid of Terence Crawford and all of this. This is how you know that's BS. And whoever pushes those narratives are nothing but fanboys, haters, and trolls. Because if we're being honest and unbiased about it, you see it's the Terence Crawford fans that are extremely loud. It's the Terence Crawford fans that are emotional. It's the Terence Crawford fans that are about to have their minds explode every time Canelo Alvarez makes any move. Like, I've never seen a fan base react this emotionally over somebody choosing a sparring partner. This is ridiculous. But you're saying Canelo fans are afraid? I don't know who's pushing these narratives. I don't know where this is coming from, but it's all nonsense. And to be honest with you, Canelo doesn't need Boots Ennis to spar with to beat Terence Crawford. He's not going to make or break the fight for Canelo. Canelo's going to win or lose this fight on his own merit. Canelo Alvarez, 4-weight world champion, never needed boots in this. Canelo Alvarez, undisputed, never needed boots in this. So the fact that people think that Canelo is such a bum and so trash that he have to have boots in this to be able to beat Crawford is delusional. It's just good sparring work. Then there's other people spreading lies saying Boots is beating up Canelo in sparring and all of this. These are people that have always hated on Canelo, making up lies, spreading lies like they spread their cheeks. This is why you see that all of these Terence Crawford fans are creating narratives in their emotions, angry, upset, mad, or delusional about the fight. At the end of the day, these men simply don't like the fact that Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing.